My fiancée joked to my boss, "I can't wait to be a trophy wife and stop working." I just smiled. Then I had our lawyer draft a prenup that required her to pay me alimony if she quit her job. Her laughter stopped when she read the clause. And then, I, 32 male, thought I knew exactly who I was marrying. Bethany, 29, and I had been together for 4 years, engaged for 8 months. She worked as a marketing coordinator at a tech startup, decent job, about $65,000 a year. I'm a senior analyst at a consulting firm, making around $120,000, not rich, comfortable. The incident happened at my company's holiday party last December. Bethany had a few drinks, was chatting with my boss, Gerald, and his wife. I was getting us coats when I heard her say it. "Once we're married, I'm definitely taking a break from the corporate grind. Maybe do some yoga teaching, or start a lifestyle blog. Honestly, can't wait to be a trophy wife for a bit." Everyone laughed. Gerald's wife made some joke about living the dream. Bethany spotted me and winked. "Right, honey. You'll take care of me." I smiled, nodded, played along. But something clicked in my brain. See, this wasn't the first comment. Over the past few months, she'd been dropping hints, talking about how stressed work made her, how nice it would be to focus on making our house a home, how her friend Mallory quit working after marriage and seemed so happy. That night, I couldn't sleep. Kept thinking about my buddy Terrence. His wife pulled the same thing. Quit her job 3 months after the wedding, never went back. Now he works 70-hour weeks to maintain their lifestyle, while she posts smoothie bowls on Instagram. 2 days later, I made an appointment with a family lawyer. Not to cancel the wedding. I loved Bethany, but I needed protection. The prenup draft was beautiful, standard asset protection stuff, but with one special clause: if either party voluntarily leaves employment or reduces their income by more than 40% without the written consent of the other spouse, they become responsible for paying spousal support, calculated at 35% of their last documented annual salary for a period of 3 years in case of divorce. Basically, you quit your job to be a trophy spouse. You pay any alimony. Brought it up casually at dinner the next week. "Babe, my financial advisor suggested we do a prenup, just standard stuff to protect both of us." Bethany laughed. "Sure. We're never getting divorced anyway, right? Right? I'll have the lawyer send it over." Date 13 weeks passed. Bethany finally got around to reading the prenup. I was making coffee on a Saturday morning when I heard her shriek from the home office. "What the hell is this?" She stormed into the kitchen, laptop in hand, face red. "This employment clause. What is this about?" I stayed calm, kept making my coffee. "Which clause?" "The one that says I have to pay you if I stop working. Are you insane? It says if either of us stops working without the other's consent, it protects both of us from what? From me being a homemaker. From starting a family. The clause has exceptions for medical leave, caring for children under 5, or mutual agreement." "Did you read that part?" She hadn't. "This is insulting. You think I'm some gold digger?" "No, I think you've been talking a lot about not working lately. At the holiday party, you literally told my boss he wanted to be a trophy wife." "That was a joke." "Was it? Though? What about all the comments about Mallory? About being stressed? About wanting to make our house a home?" She went quiet. Then the tears started. "I can't believe you don't trust me. Maybe we shouldn't get married. If you think so little of me." I stayed calm. "I love you, Bethany, but I'm not comfortable being someone's sole financial support by surprise. If we mutually decide you should stop working, that's different. This just ensures we make that decision together." She stormed off, silent treatment for 3 days. Then her mom called. Date to Dorothy, Bethany's mom invited me to lunch. I knew what was coming. "Sweetie," she started over salads at some overpriced place. "Bethany is very hurt. I understand this prenup thing. It's so cold, so unromantic. Marriage is about trust. It's also about partnership and communication, and not making unilateral decisions that affect both people." She frowned. "Women have sacrificed careers for families forever. It's natural. Having kids is one thing. The prenup has exceptions for that, but Bethany doesn't want to stop working to raise kids. She's told me repeatedly she wants to wait at least 5 years for children. She wants to stop working because she doesn't like her job. And what's wrong with that? You make good money." "Dorothy, I make $120 after taxes. That's maybe $85. Our mortgage, cars, and basic expenses run about $70 a year. That leaves $15 for everything else. Savings, emergencies, vacation, Retirement. We can't live on one income unless we drastically change our lifestyle. But surely with raises I ran the numbers, even with promotions, supporting two people on one income means no retirement savings, no vacations, no cushion. I'd be one layoff from disaster while Bethany does yoga and blocks. She looked offended. That's a very cynical view. It's a realistic one. Bethany wants to change careers. I support that. If she wants to go back to school, start a business, whatever, we can plan for it together. But this fantasy of just stopping, not happening. Dorothy left in a huff that night. Bethany came home with her dad, Jerome's son. He said, sitting on our couch like he owned it, "Let's man to man. The prenup is unnecessary. You're scaring my daughter." "Jerome, did Bethany tell you she's been planning to quit her job after the wedding?" He shifted. "She mentioned maybe taking some time. Did she mention she hasn't saved a dime for this time off, that she's assuming I'll cover everything?" Silence. "The prenup protects both of us. If I decided to quit my job to pursue my passion for woodworking, Bethany would be protected too. That's different. You're the man." And there it was. The real issue. "Jerome, it's 2024. Your daughter has a college degree and a career. If she wants to walk away from that, it needs to be a mutual decision, not an ambush." They left. Bethany stayed at her parents' that night. Update 3. Bethany came back 2 days later with a counterproposal. She'd hired her own lawyer. She said, sitting at our kitchen table with printed pages, "I'll sign a prenup, but not this one." Her version: she could leave work any time after 2 years of marriage with no penalties. I would support her for any career transition period up to 2 years. If we divorced, standard alimony would apply based on lifestyle during marriage. I actually laughed. "Bethany, this is worse than no prenup at all. This literally guarantees you can quit. I have to pay for it. It's compromise." "No, it's exactly what you plan to do anyway. Just in writing, you're being unreasonable." Let me ask you something. What would you do if you quit your job specifically? I told you maybe teach yoga, start a blog. Have you looked into yoga certification? It costs 3 to 5K. Have you saved for it? Silence. Have you researched blocking? Built an audience, learned about monetization? More silence. Your plan is quit job, figure it out later while I pay for everything. When you say it like that, how else should I say it? She started crying again. This time something shifted. She actually looked thoughtful. "I hate my job," she admitted quietly. "I know, and I want to help you find something better, but quitting with no plan isn't the answer." Did it? Mallory's husband makes $400K a year, we're not them. We talked for hours, really talked about finances, about dreams, about reality. I showed her our budget, our actual numbers. She was shocked at how little wiggle room we had. "I thought you always pay for things, because I make more. But I'm not rich, Bethany. I'm middle class." "We're middle class." She agreed to think about it. Update 4. A week before our wedding venue deposit deadline. Bethany still hadn't signed the prenup. But she'd started acting different. She was suddenly very interested in wedding planning, like obsessively, the news. That cost 40K, dresses that cost 12K, flowers that cost more than my car. "Where is this money coming from?" I asked. "We'll figure it out. People take loans for weddings all the time. Red flag city." Then I found out from her coworker Jenna that Bethany had been interviewing for other jobs. But here's the kicker. She was intentionally bombing them. She told the last interviewer she couldn't work Mondays because of her aura cleansing schedule. Jenna told me at happy hour she's trying to get fired to collect unemployment. That night I confronted her. "You're trying to get fired, you impale. Who told you that doesn't matter? Is it true? Maybe if I got laid off, we could use that time for me to figure things out while collecting unemployment fraudulently. It's not fraud if they fire me." "Bethany, what the hell is going on? This isn't you." She broke down. The real story came out. Her friend group, Mallory and 3 others, all had this life plan: get married to guys with good jobs, quit working, become wellness influencers or whatever. They had a WhatsApp group called Trophy Wives in Training. She showed me the messages. It was illuminating. Mallory just cry a lot about stress. Men can't handle tears. Another friend, mine, bought the yoga studio story completely, already put in my notice. Mine wants a prenup with some employment clause help. Mallory refused to sign. If he loves you, he'll cave. I looked at Bethany. "You've been planning this the whole time." "No, not exactly. I love you that they made it sound so easy, so appealing to con me into supporting you." "Not con. Just why should I work a job? I hate when you could support us both. Because I don't want to. Because that's not the partnership I signed up for. She got defensive, so you'd rather I be miserable. I'd rather you be honest and adult and find a job you don't hate instead of expecting me to bankroll your Instagram fantasy. I gave her the ultimatum. Sign the original prenup, or the wedding is off. The venue deposit deadline was in 72 hours. Update 5. Bethany went nuclear first. She called my mom, told her I was financially abusing her, controlling her, forcing her to work. My mom, bless her, said, "Good for him." My husband tried to pull that retirement nonsense at 40, and I shut that down real quick. Then she posted on Facebook, not directly about me, but vague posts about when someone shows you who they really are, and real men provide for their families. Her friends piled on. Mallory commented, "You deserve someone who values you as more than a paycheck." The irony was completely lost on them. The real explosion came when she tried to guilt me with the deposits we'd already put down. "We'll lose $5,000 if we cancel." Now, she wailed, "better than losing $50,000 a year for the rest of my life. You're really gonna throw us away over money. You're really gonna throw us away over not wanting to work." She tried everything. Love bombing, cooked elaborate dinners, or the lingerie I liked. Threats. "I'll tell everyone you're abusive." Bargaining. "What if I only work part-time?" More tears. So many tears. Her dad called, again, this time, different energy. "Look, just sign the damn paper without the employment clause and marry my daughter." "No. I'll pay for the whole wedding if you do." "Jerome, are you trying to bribe me to marry your daughter without protection?" "I'm trying to solve this problem. The problem is your daughter thinks she's entitled to a free ride you offering to pay for an expensive wedding kind of explains why she thinks that he hung up on me." 48 hours before the deadline, Bethany's mom showed up with a new proposal. "What if we put money in a trust for Bethany, like a salary for being a wife?" I stared at her. "Dorothy, do you hear yourself? It's not crazy. She'd be keeping house, supporting your career. We have a 2-bedroom apartment, takes 4 hours a week to clean. I do my own laundry. We eat out half the time. What exactly would she be doing for this salary?" She couldn't answer. 24 hours before the deadline. Bethany signed the print up. Date 6, she signed it, but she wasn't happy. The next morning she threw it at me. "They're happy. I'm trapped now, trapped into keeping a job like 99% of adults. You don't understand the pressure women face to work like men." She moved in with Mallory for a spa week to recover from the trauma. I used the time to think, did I want to marry someone who saw me as a meal ticket? Who had been actively planning to deceive me? Who only signed the prenup under duress? I called my lawyer. If I call off the wedding now, what's my exposure? Minimal. She has no claims on anything. You'd lose deposits, but that's it. I sat with that for 3 days. Then Bethany came home, but she wasn't alone. She brought Mallory and a guy I'd never seen before. "This is Trevor," Bethany announced. Gallery's lawyer Trevor looked about 25 and uncomfortable. "I'm actually just in law school. He says the prenup might not be enforceable because I signed under duress." I looked at Trevor. "Did you tell her that?" I mentioned that duress can sometimes, but she need to prove get out of my apartment. "You can't kick us out," Mallory shrieked. "We're here to support Bethany." "Mallory, you're trespassing, leave." Trevor. "Giving legal advice without a license is illegal, leave." "Bethany, we need to talk alone." They left Mallory shouting about toxic masculinity the whole way. Bethany and I sat in silence for a long moment. "I don't want to marry you," I said finally. She didn't even look surprised. "Because I won't be your slave. Because you see working as slavery and me as your escape route. Because you've been planning to deceive me. Because you need your friends and parents to fight your battles. Because you think you're entitled to my money." "It would be our money." "No. It would be my earnings that you'd spend while contributing nothing." "Keeping a home is contributing." "What home?" "This apartment that takes 2 hours to clean, where we don't even cook most nights." "Stop pretending this is about being a homemaker. You want to be unemployed." "There's a difference." She started to argue, then just deflated. "I hate working," she said quietly. "Most people do. That's why they call it work, not fun. Mallory doesn't have to." Then marry Mallory as husband. We called off the wedding that night. She moved out a week later. Final update. Aftermath was brutal for about a month. Bethany told everyone I was financially abusive, controlling, probably gay. That was a weird addition. Her friends harassed me on social media, until I blocked them all. Her parents threatened to sue me for breach of promise until my lawyer sent them a nice letter explaining. That's not a thing anymore. But here's where it gets interesting. I ran into Jenna Bethany's former co-worker at a coffee shop last month. She filled me on the drama. Bethany did get fired, but not for the reasons she wanted. Turns out actively trying to get fired by being terrible at your job just gets you fired for cause. No unemployment benefits. She moved back in with her parents, lasted about 2 weeks before they told her to get a job or get out. She's now working retail at a department store, making about $30,000 a year. Mallory's life imploded too. Her husband found their trophy wives in training WhatsApp group when she left her phone unlocked. He filed for divorce. Turns out he'd been recording her admission that she only married him for money. She got nothing in the divorce. Prenup held up beautifully. The other 2 friends in the group, one's husband saw Mallory's divorce drama and got spooked, made his wife get a job. The other actually succeeded in her plan for about 6 months. Then her husband's startup failed, and suddenly she had to return to work anyway. Reality has a way of doing that. Bethany reached out once about 3 months ago, long email about how she'd been influenced by toxic friends and lost sight of what mattered. And could we try again? I replied, no, good luck with everything. She responded with a paragraph about how I destroyed her life. I didn't reply. I'm dating someone new now. Amy is a financial analyst at a different firm. Makes more than I do actually. When I mentioned maybe doing a prenup if things get serious, she said obviously only idiots get married without one. I think I'm in love. And the best part, I used the wedding venue deposit we lost as a tax write-off for education expenses. I definitely learned something worth $5,000. When someone tells you they want to be a trophy wife, believe them, and run. P.S. Bethany. I know you stopped my read it. This is about you. No, I don't regret a thing. Yes, Amy is prettier than you. No, we won't be inviting you to our wedding. Stop testing. My mom asking about me. It's weird. PPS to everyone asking, the printup template I used is saved in my Google Drive. No, I won't share publicly. Get your own lawyer, definitely get one. Mallory, if you're reading this, your husband's lawyer contact me for a deposition. I told him everything. Sorry, not sorry, maybe get a job.